Hey guys, on today's episode we have Lydia Fernandes, just goes by Lydia_Valentine on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever. We talk about pain, commitment. What else do we talk about?
Food and donuts.
Food and donuts.
We talked about the mentality and kind of dieting and then like workout routines.
Yeah, the real commitment to this shit, right?
Mostly mentality about.
Yeah.
So,
and we goofed around. We talked about some other goofy stuff.
Yeah.
So check out the episode right after Chloe, our producer, rolls our music and our intro. Will be in the episode.
Cool.
All right. So stay tuned, guys. 10, 15 seconds, and you'll be in the show.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, guys, my name is Chris Martin with The Real Albuquerque. Today we have Lydia Fernandes, just goes by Lydia, though, right? She's our fitness entrepreneur. What would you call yourself as a title?
A person.
Yeah, a person. Okay, we got that. So Lydia, basically, and if I say this wrong, let me know, is basically a bodybuilder?
Yeah.
Or is there a different term?
No, bodybuilder, it's a very broad term.
Right.
So, I think that anybody could consider themselves a bodybuilder.
I would say that's also true.
Yeah.
But the results also speak for themselves. Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
That's where I kind of want to get you on today is because on the podcast and, you know, doing what you do, bodybuilding, right, being very fit, being very healthy is a very big commitment.
Yeah. We
can't do a burrito review today because you're doing a show in June, you said, here in Albuquerque?
Yes. In June. That's the plan anyways. So depending on what my coach tells me, I get like progress pictures and updates every week. And
do you see progress over a week?
Sometimes. It kind of depends on what we do with my diet like the week before.
Oh, okay.
But it's usually like some kind of water stuff that usually makes the biggest difference within that short of a time frame. So if I like do everything right, I should be seeing pretty steady progress. But sometimes I don't drink enough water or something.
So you're like on the
salt.
You're like on this fine balance of the edge.
Yeah, it's
you're like you're like on this very fine balance.
Yes.
That's interesting. So you can have enough water, not enough salt, more salt.
Carbs, no carbs at all.
There's some sort of complex formula and algorithm that the coach only knows.
Well, yeah, and everybody's really different. So everybody reacts differently to different things, and that's why people have coaches. And then there's people who are like, I'm a coach.
Right.
When they have no qualifications for that.
What are you, a coach in life or working out?
Yeah, and they ask people for money for like training, and it's like, no.
You haven't won a contest. You don't look the part.
Yeah, and they're like, well, this usually works, so here's your generalized diet.
Yeah, well, that's not going to work for everybody. I know my diet, or how I work, is very different from everybody else. Mm-hmm. You know, I like just to work out.
Everybody has their own thing that works for them.
Right.
So, and that's why I am like really good friends with my coach, and he's known me for years, and so it's nice to have that kind of like friendship with someone. A lot of people do like online training with people who they've never met or who don't actually know them and just looking from pictures. And some of these people do know enough, so it works. But I like having one that's in town and who is like a genius.
Yeah, you have like the Holly Holm, Jackson, Winklejohn type thing, right? That's the kind of, it's a but I don't know the relationship, but it's a local thing.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have someone like there that you can talk to regularly and not just have to communicate like via email or anything.
Right, or Skype or something like that, or something goofy.
Yeah, because that's annoying.
Yeah, right. So I saw that you're part of the 4% club. 5%?
5%, yeah.
But you were at 4 at one point, or does it matter? Is it?
No, 4%. I don't. So 5% is like a brand.
Oh,
so
okay. Then that's what it was.
Yeah, so it's 5% Nutrition is like the supplement company.
And but that doesn't mean 5% body weight, does it?
No. Okay,
so that's what I equated it to.
Yeah, that's literally what everyone asks me, and I'm like, if I was at 5% body fat, I would be like dead. So guys can get to that. A lot of women usually don't get to 5% body fat.
Oh, so like your guys can get to 5 or 4 or something like that, or?
No, so the 5% thing is the name of the company.
Oh, okay. So was all confused, like much like everybody else is like, oh my god, 5%?
Yeah, no, that's usually what people ask me. So 5% actually is the percentage of people within the total population who are like willing to do whatever it takes to reach their goals, whatever they may be. So it's really, that's like what the whole 5%.
Oh, that's a cool brand.
For. Yeah.
Anybody can sign up for that who's willing to hustle and do something, right?
Yeah, and it's supplement and it's apparel, and so they kind of like handpick the athletes, I guess. They reached out to me over Instagram after I met the owner of the company.
Oh, cool.
At like over a year ago now. I've been with them just over a year, and so I got to talk to him for a few minutes, like one-on-one, which was really cool because usually like people meet him and take pictures and wait in line for a few hours.
Right. Is this guy someone famous in the health industry?
Yeah, he
or
actually
I guess the
like,
fitness industry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say health. Yeah, his name was Rich Piana.
Okay.
And he, I'll show you a picture.
Sure.
He's huge, and it's just really like honest and open about stuff, which makes him really different, like steroids and just like real stuff that goes on like in the industry that people don't talk about.
Right.
So and it's like kind of like hardcore like tatted people like and there's like hours and hours of waits to like meet him at the expos and everything. Yeah, like I've heard people's waiting in line for like 4 to 5 hours just to like say hi and get a picture.
That's crazy.
And he's like the nicest person ever. So there's like a couple hundred sponsored athletes and stuff, and we hang out at the expos and everything. So yeah, I think he has like a really popular YouTube video thing going on right now. He's got
I'll have to check it out or link it up.
Like 600,000 YouTube
subscribers.
Followers. Yeah,
nice,
subscribers.
Nice.
That's the word.
Or followers, whatever.
Yeah. And then like
followers.
Same thing with the Instagram and everything. Just like a relatively large following for like, one company or like an individual who owns a company. One of the more popular ones.
What's your Instagram shout out, or what's your preferred social media that you want to shout out?
I'm a lot better at Instagram. My Snapchat is terrible, but it's the same handle, so it's just Lydia_Valentine on everything.
Okay, we can find
this on Facebook.
Yeah, we can find that, right?
Yeah, super easy. I try to keep it. I don't like those people who change it all the time. I'm like, I don't know what your Instagram name is now. Like, I have no idea.
There's weird characters, there's underscores.
And I'm not, I am not putting fit at the end of mine.
Yeah.
Like, you're not considering myself like fit? Even though I like #FitFam all the time.
Right.
That's okay.
So what are the struggles that you go on with? Like, we were talking about this briefly downstairs. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, a lot of not wanting to go to Blake's or wanting to work out at 6 a.m. or whatever the routine.
Yeah.
It's
definitely all consuming when you are in the middle. Like when I'm not training for a show, it's a little bit different. I like to like go out and eat and stuff, but
now it's like, what is that, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what that means. And like,
what's a restaurant?
Meal, yeah, I might get a cheat meal if my coach like lets me get one. He pretty much determines my entire level of happiness right now. But I never like struggled with food before. Like I was always like athletic in high school.
And
I ran track, played soccer.
You did the boxing thing with Sigma Chi, right?
Yeah, I trained 3 or 4 months or something for an amateur boxing match. Won, no big deal. And
it was a big deal. At the time, it was a really big deal.
And then I retired when I was like on top. It was like one way we're good, undefeated, whatever.
Right. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, and that was super fun. And I've always been like good with like physical stuff. Like when I'm new at something, like especially like a sport, I can't be bad at it. I hate it. I'm like the worst person at being bad at something, like at least physically. School, I'm like, okay, like I'm not that good at that. But whenever I'm like not good at doing something like physical or athletic, I'm like, no.
So you get real committed.
Yeah.
And you just like attack the hell out of it.
I don't give up on stuff, but like I never had struggles with like food. That's why I say I'm really bad at like, I'm really good at talking people like out of bodybuilding. Yeah,
versus bringing them in.
But it doesn't encourage that good of habits. Like,
interesting.
I never struggled with food until I started doing, and now I was
the struggle
like
is real.
Yeah, the struggle is super real. And now I'm kind of like not anymore. I took a year off after my last competition last March, and I took a full year to just like
decompress.
Yeah,
do all this
I was like
stuff.
Really obsessive with food, and I could like finally I saw how easy it was to like have an eating disorder and how like quick it can just like happen.
So the relationship of food and you changed over
and,
over
like,
the whole
my
time.
mentality about stuff. It just took me a while to like, and I only did 2 shows. It's like, oh, I'm burnt out. Like I didn't really do like. There's people who do like shows after shows, and I like had to like relax because my last show I just went like balls to the wall. Like I was like
we got
2 hours of cardio a day. Like I was going crazy.
Plus, I always see you at the gym all the time doing your thing.
Yeah,
so you're always there.
Like there at least once a day. Right now, 2 to 3 times a day.
So you're like oh, Lydia's back.
Yeah, right. And they just like they're like, hey, Lydia, we saw you a couple hours ago. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, it's time again. Every hour and a half.
Yeah, so it's a lot of just driving around. I worked at the gym at the time that I was like lifting at, so that was easy last time. But now I'm kind of like have 2 different jobs, different gym. I work at a personal training studio.
Nice.
So I don't work out there a lot because it's partially a CrossFit gym as well.
Which CrossFit place?
Desert Forge Fitness. So it's over off of.
That's on Tramway, isn't it?
No, it's actually like way up.
Oh.
No, I'm trying to think of what Tramway would be. That's like that's a different CrossFit gym you're thinking about?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah,
a competitor, so we don't want to mention them.
I was trying to. I know what you're talking about, but like no, this one's like over off of Coors and Irving, just like just off of Paseo. It's on Eagle Ranch actually. So, but yeah, so I don't work out there like a whole lot, but I do my training there for my clients and everything. And it gives me like a lot of flexibility. So that's
yeah,
nice.
So that makes it easy.
Yeah.
So what does it take to get all to this level of? I mean, what kind of? You have to take massive action. You're working out 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Eating 1 Skittle per day, right?
Not even 1 Skittle. No. Sometimes depending on what my meal plans kind of look like, we mess with my carbs a lot, but like. I like to do, which my body functions the best on after I adjust to it, but it's called ketosis, like a keto diet. So it's like kind of like Atkins.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Like, yeah, so like it's like super low to no carb.
Okay.
And you just rely mostly on fats for energy. So, and after your body adjusts to it, it's actually a lot more like functional, but it takes, everybody has like this period where, you have to adjust to not having any carbs, which sucks because your energy is kind of like,
really
fluctuating, but I actually tend to have a little bit more energy when I don't take in any carbs and I just do like olive oil and
that's
like,
interesting. So that's just your body reacting over time to this new diet.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, then after you adjust, you're actually supposed to be burning more fat, even like during rest times and stuff.
Oh, really?
So yeah. But just like the research that's done on it, it takes a little bit of adjustment, but after that, like some people, I can't like do it constantly forever. Some people do. I follow people on Instagram that do like keto accounts, and I'm like,
So there's gonna be a point in time. There's gonna be a point in time where like it's not gonna be always keto, and you can get like
oh no,
you can get like a small baby sized Snickers or something like that. The mini.
No, if I get carbs, it's like rice.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess because sugar's a carb, right?
Yeah, sugar is a carb, so
and
I usually don't get any.
You burn that before you burn anything else, the carbs, right?
Yeah, like the
mostly sugars, right?
Yeah, so like. That's kind of like what white carbs transfer to. So I don't really ever get sugar unless I get a cheat meal. Then I'm like,
yeah.
Because I like sweets. Like I love donuts.
Yeah.
And I have a donut review since we don't have a burrito review. I can give you a donut review.
Okay, well we can take that. Who's your favorite donut place?
Okay, so
it's not gonna be super cliche, right?
No, no. So I like to think that I've tried almost all the donuts in town.
Okay. This is the first, but we like it.
So for cake donuts, like gourmet, like you know the difference between like raised donuts and cake donuts.
I barely do.
So like raised is Krispy Kreme, like the really soft ones. You could probably have like a good dozen, like they don't fill you up as much.
Yeah, and those cake ones are different.
Yeah, so the cake ones are thicker, like old fashioned and like cake, like sour cream donuts too.
Right.
Like they're thicker and they're like a little bit harder.
Yeah,
but they usually like hold icing and stuff a little bit more.
Right.
Or like people do more designs and stuff on those.
Yeah, they get loco with it.
So yeah. So cake donuts is gonna be Duke City and Rebel are the best.
Okay.
Obviously. The French toast at Rebel is the bomb. That's a raised donut though. But anyways.
Oh, that's a donut. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a donut. It's actually a square and they like cover it It's kind of like maple-y flavored.
Oh, I like that.
They cover it in sugar.
Yeah.
And then they put a little icing, yellow icing butter scoop on top, but it's just icing. So that tastes the best. And then for raised donuts, which sounds super weird, and people are probably going to get mad at this, but there's a Chinese place, China Garden, at Tramway in Montgomery.
China Garden at Tramway in Montgomery has the best donuts in town. I'm gonna have to try this just to say that I did and to challenge with.
So they're like this big. There's no hole.
Okay.
It's just like a ball, kind of.
It's like a wonton or something.
Yeah, but they're they're raised donuts. They're just fried donuts, and they're extra greasy because I love the fact that they're extra greasy, and they just like roll them in sugar. Okay, so then get this. They give you like a to-go container of 10 of them for $3.
I have to buy 10 of these death traps
for $3. Like, give me 5 boxes.
Yeah. I got a semi parked outside. Just load it up.
And they're like, and they make them fresh, right? And it takes like 5 minutes. And they're like super hot and like really greasy. Even like cold, they're like just, I love the greasiness. Like, I feel like the donuts
I'm going to try that.
At other places aren't greasy enough for me.
Okay, so one more time. It's China
Garden.
China Garden on Tramway.
In Montgomery. In the Smith Shopping Center.
Oh, okay. I know where that's at.
Yeah, it's like right by Theobroma.
Yeah.
And like there's a Pubs and Suds or whatever.
Yeah, the Starbucks and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll have to definitely check that out. Maybe bring it on the show. Yeah. Change out 100. Get the money and donuts
Oh my gosh, yeah. And they're like, oh, $3.25. I'm like,
how do you even do this? What is this?
Here's my change. Give me all the donuts.
Give me the donuts. Here's
so good.
Here's $3 in quarters.
Yes, basically. So, anyways, that's my donut review since I wasn't able to.
Well, we like that.
A burrito review because I'm not like I like sweets more, and so I could probably like eat a burrito with you, but I probably couldn't tell you if it's like better or like worse. Like
no, we
like burritos.
We used to get 2 of them.
Oh, from 2 different places.
Yeah, and then we sample and we're like, okay, this is better than this, or we like that, or that's typical how it goes. But that's okay. We got the donut review.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try it on the show, and we'll tag you on it, Lydia.
Okay, perfect.
And we'll see what happens. We'll get some local favorites and go against China Garden.
Yeah, I like Duke City. I don't know how often they have it, but they have a Samoa donut. It's a cake donut too, but they have like the Girl Scout cookie Samoa.
Oh,
like
nice.
Coconut and chocolate and caramel, and that is
to die for.
Amazing.
That's kryptonite.
Yeah, because I love Samoas.
I do too. I think everybody loves those. Yeah. Well, everybody loves Girl Scout cookies.
Well, yeah. Then there's the Thin Mint people, and then there's the Samoa people.
Yeah, you're right. There's a line drawn in the sand.
Yeah, there really is. And then you have like the boring people who are like,
oh, gingerbread,
the little trefoils.
The shortbread.
Yeah, trefoils. Okay, I was a Girl Scout.
Yeah, what the hell's a shortbread?
Yeah, what is that?
I go dangerous when I get my.
Yeah, I go need to use the right name, but they have like weird. They've just invented like new ones, and I'm like,
really?
Like, I don't think no, maybe there was tag-alongs when I was a Girl Scout, but there was like they have like weird names now for them, but
marketing.
And they keep just like upping the prices. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah, how much are the boxes? $4 a box now.
Yeah, there were 3 when I was a Girl Scout.
They're inflation. I was reading, like I said, a documentary. Well, I guess it's a book written by Arnold about bodybuilding.
Was it the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding?
It could have been.
Was it like this big?
I don't know. It's online.
Oh, okay.
So
okay. It may have been because it's. I think he wrote. Oh God, I'd have to write it. I don't want to like say anything wrong.
No, it's all
good. I think
good.
he wrote it, but it's just called the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding.
Well, Arnold's
like on the front.
Arnold's like the most famous of
Yeah, He definitely like revolutionized it.
And he talked about it, and I was reading it. And he's bringing up a point of like how you have to know the difference between pain that's healthy and pain that could be an injury in what you're doing, and it correlates to life really well because everybody's so scared of pain. Like, and if they're not tuned to it like you are, they're like, oh, my body hurts, and they stop doing what they're doing, but there's a good pain.
Yeah, like sore pain. Like I have to ask my clients all the time, like, is it like a hurt pain or is it just like a muscle being used pain?
Yeah, because there's a big difference.
Because even like, and I don't want to like say just women, I think that a lot of people do this, but it's usually more females that I see that like don't want to like, it's just pushing yourself to, and a lot of people either are not used to that, which like, bodybuilders and stuff, like, they love that. It's
right.
Kind of like
weird way.
Gluttons for punishment. But
do you know who C.T. Fletcher is? Yeah, everyone knows who C.T. Fletcher is, right?
Like,
he always talks about that. Yeah, he's always talking about that. He's like, he loves the pain, and that's why he always does it.
Yeah, and he just like yells and
and screams.
Still a motherfucking set.
Yeah, steal your motherfucking set. I love that.
Yeah, he's like probably one of
He's
the
out there?
Yeah.
But he does it, and he's steroid free. He's drug free.
Is he?
Yeah, he's all drug free.
Okay.
Well, I don't.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think
no.
any of those people are.
No, that's his thing. He's 100% drug free. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not know.
I thought you knew something that I didn't.
Well, he doesn't compete.
He used to though.
Yeah. But usually pro like IFBB. So there's like the IFBB.
Okay.
And then there's other. So I compete in the NPC, which is the amateur level, and then once you go pro, you're in the IFBB, the International Federation of Bodybuilders. NPC is National Physique Committee, and so then there's also like I think IFPA is like OCB is the Amateur Natural Federation, and then IFPA, I believe, I actually don't know enough about it, but IFPA I think is the pro level of natural competitors.
Oh, okay.
And then you have Muscle Mania, which is natural. And
right.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
Well, he doesn't use steroids, but I mean, I'm not saying whatever other liquids or enhancements or proteins.
My green tea.
Yeah,
my green tea here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it is
it's
green tea.
Yeah, it's literally green tea.
Nice.
It's a blue, so it looks weird.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm drinking some steroids, you guys.
Yeah,
Don't mind me.
Don't mind me.
Just getting big.
I have a cup. Maybe we can sprinkle some in there too. Chloe's no steroids for you. You're gonna come back. She's all jacked.
I know.
Do you ever watch that little cartoon on about the French fry and the meatball?
No.
Oh, okay. There's a TV show that's like late night Comedy Central or Cartoon Network, and they have this little meatball, and he would taking steroids. I don't know.
That sounds wonderful.
I don't know. Weird tangent. I go on these weird tangents.
That's okay. I love it.
But yeah, going back to what we were talking about, there's that line of pain being injurious.
Yes.
Which is not a word. This is not Scrabble, so we can use words that don't exist.
That's fine. You can do it.
And being pain that's like you want that. Like you need to keep pushing and going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely there was like I think there's a quote or something, he's like the last couple reps or whatever is what differentiate the champions from.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember quotes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of quotes. Like Muhammad Ali would say before a fight, people would ask him, "Well, how many sit-ups you do?" And he's a boxer, and I don't know why sit-ups matter, but maybe they know more than I do.
I don't know. People ask me how much I curl, and I'm like, that means nothing.
Yeah. So. I don't know, 10. What do you want?
Somebody asked me that yesterday. I was like, that's not like a major lift. And
right.
People think that like your bicep strength is a determinant of like your overall body strength for some reason when your biceps are like this big.
Right. So you can be highly toned and still be able to lift a lot, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to have like 20-inch guns.
Oh yeah, and everybody like definitely more functional kind of fitness, like more like conditioning and endurance stuff is definitely more like functional. I am not functional. Like that's why I do not consider myself fit.
Oh,
but I'm strong, but like endurance wise and conditioning wise, not so much.
So like a 10K, 5K, don't even mess with that.
I could probably do like a 5K.
Ah, okay.
But I just like weigh a lot more. Like muscle is denser than fat.
Right.
So I can run, but not for like a really long time. And then I've got like really bad shin splints.
Oh,
and like my calves are like really big and my ankles are kind of small, which is like ideal for bodybuilding.
Right.
But I feel like whenever I like
for like running,
too much, it just is like a lot of weight on my ankles and joints and stuff. And just like high impact does not work because I'm just holding too much like poundage.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so that's why people like marathon runners stuff like they don't have a lot of muscle mass. They actually have like. That's what they refer to like as skinny fat. So like they're not fat by any means.
Right.
They don't have any like muscle mass. They're actually like 20 to 30% body fat, which is kind of high.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very high.
Because they just don't have muscle mass to their like fat mass.
Right.
So so that's why they're like referred to as like skinny fat because they're not like overweight and they're like fit for like running.
But they're in the 30%.
Yeah.
Where you guys are probably at the 5 to 10.
Yeah, which means that they're actually, because the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is.
Right.
And so like I could eat probably way more than these people and not really gain. a whole lot more weight than they do because I'm like burning
but the
like,
guy,
way more even at a resting.
But that skinny Chinese guy, or pardon me, skinny Asian guy from New York who does like the 50 hot dogs on July 4th.
Yeah.
He's gonna gain more than you did if you ate 50 hot dogs. I don't
maybe,
know. Nobody.
I have no idea what those guys do. I couldn't.
Well, nobody should be eat 50 hot dogs.
Yeah.
Or 100 hot dogs. That's a
it's always
disclaimer.
Like, I mean, I think that competitive like eater. I don't know what they do.
How do they do that?
I don't know. It's like it's the small people too, and it's like they
How is that possible?
They soak the buns in water. I think.
Yeah.
Or they
you're
like
right.
squish them or something.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how they eat the meat. I don't know if they do it first. I haven't watched it, and I don't know how they like work out to like.
Yeah.
Do they compensate for that?
Will they just go to like Wing Day and like Buffalo Wild Wings and destroy like the buffet, and that's like a workout?
Probably not. I would think that they would have to compensate somehow, but I don't know. I'd have to like look up like the workout routines for.
I don't know if there is a workout routine. I think it just involves buffets and stuff like this. I don't know. So if you know, write the comment below.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna get ourselves in trouble, but it's okay. Back to what we were talking about.
I don't even know.
He was saying Muhammad Ali, when he's doing the ab thing, he said, I don't even start counting how many crunches I've done until I start to feel the pain. There's a bunch of quotes like that.
That's exactly what I tell I'm like, I don't count. Like, I'm going to watch your face.
Yeah.
And
just keep moving.
Yeah. And I'm like, if you're not making faces, we're upping the weight. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, if you're smiling.
Yeah. And like, girls don't like to like make faces when they lift. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep upping this until you make a face.
Yeah. This is on you, it's not me.
Yeah, you have to make ugly lifting faces. And maybe I'll take some pity on you.
Until then, we don't know if you're actually working. That's funny. Yeah, so the pain thing, we talked about how it takes to be really committed to this. It's not easy. You're sacrificing a lot to win these competitions and train, which is really cool. I mean, that shows an immense amount of dedication that most people probably don't have. Well, you said the 5%. So 95% don't.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea behind the company, too. So I mean, and it's your body can withstand almost anything.
Right. And they say your where you lose the battle is in your mind.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I struggle with. Like I'll go to the gym 3 times a day and I don't give a shit. Like, I'll do it. And that doesn't bother me. I'll be sore. It doesn't matter. I'll do hours of cardio towards the end. But I'm like, I want a cookie.
Yeah.
And it's like, I try to do this thing that when I like build something up in my mind, like especially like a meal or like donuts or something, and I like build it up so much. Like I went to the Cheesecake Factory last week for my cheat meal, and I was like so excited.
So, we have to go back to a few things, but what's a cheat meal?
Okay,
I think I know what it is, but obviously I don't.
Okay, so there's like, some people do like refeeds, and then there's like cheat meals. So not a cheat day. People are like, it's my cheat day.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Like, I could do a shit ton of damage in a cheat day. Like, I could probably set myself back several weeks if I did a whole day. So,
okay, I have 5 pizzas coming. I got a semi-full load of donuts coming. I paid $100. Right. We're doing the wings.
And I've had days like that. I mean, it's been bad news, and I just feel like shit too. But so like a cheat meal, pretty much. I usually do like post-workout or like in the evening.
Right.
So and I'll just honestly, I try not to do too much dairy because I'm not like lactose intolerant, but I don't have dairy regularly, so I don't react very well to it after that.
Yeah, cheeses, all that kind of stuff. Sure.
Yeah. So and I think that a lot of most people are at least mildly lactose intolerant.
Interesting.
Just there's a lot of different theories on that too, but whatever. So I don't like to do like a whole lot of cheese, but I love dairy and I love cheese. So I'll do like a burger or something.
Oh, okay.
Or I'll do like pizza, which I'm not really even supposed to do like that much cheese, but I do it anyways.
Yeah.
Or kind of just whatever I'm like in the mood for. Like I like Tucanos, which is really nice because I'll like get like.
Oh, that's really good.
And then and then it's just like all meat after that. So it's really not terrible. I just overeat.
But I mean, you just allow yourself one meal a week or something like that.
Yeah, so usually like since I've been training for a little over a month, like prepping for my next show for like a little over a month.
June.
I'm still. Yes.
Or now it's April, so May, June.
Mm-hmm.
April
and May.
So basically 4 months.
Yeah, I usually do. I think I did like 17 weeks this time is when I like my official start.
Oh, okay.
was
Just a little more.
so I usually do like 12 to 16 to 20. A lot of people do like different stuff. Some guys don't take quite as long, so they might not do like that.
Oh, they may
but
do
I like
8 or something?
Yeah, like 8's like pretty short, but some, depending on like, I know guys who do like men's physique who prep for like 6 or 8 weeks. Like, I need more time than that. So yeah, I kind of just allow myself almost like carbs and fats and protein just pretty much as I want for, a time span of like a few hours.
Yeah, you get to limit it, right?
Yeah. And so sometimes I'll like start like later so that I can just like eat until I go to sleep. Which is probably not what I'm supposed to do. I think it's like one meal and dessert and like that's it. But then that's what I try to do. And then there's refeeds, which are like usually like cleaner, like I'll do like sushi or something like that.
Okay.
So like cleaner, not as much fat obviously, but there's like higher carbs, just to get like replenish like my glycogen stores and stuff. So more rice. And then fish, obviously some protein, vegetables. That'll be like a cleaner kind of, just like higher calorie wise.
Gotcha.
Just to kind of like replenish my glycogen stores, since I don't like, when I'm not having any carbs, I obviously don't have any. So, and I'm just going into fat stores at that point for energy.
That's interesting. What do I know your probably diet and workout routines are probably far different from Dotson's, John Dotson.
Yeah.
I was thinking Eric, but Eric Dotson's his brother.
Yeah, but he fights too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But he's much more different than John Dotson's diet and how they do it versus like, I don't know, what do Becca and Diane Anderson, are they doing the same thing you're doing?
Yeah, so they, so I think Diane
they different classes or?
In bikini.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure because I follow her on Instagram.
Right.
And
mutual
then,
followers.
She,
right?
Yeah, and she did pretty well. I think I was looking at her post from her last show. And then Becca, last time I saw her, competed in figures. So like, for women,
there's much different classes.
Yeah, so it's
I kind of mentally just group it all
usually,
together of
and it's really
CT Fletcher stuff like.
Yeah.
But I guess that's not.
That was bodybuilding. So like bikini, not quite as much like muscle mass. They get like super lean, really small waist. Usually it's like prettier girls and stuff. And so they don't really have. They do like just a couple turns usually on stage. Like a back and a front pose or whatever. And then figure does a little bit more. They do like a lat spread and they like don't like flex or anything, but they'll do quarter turns. So a little bit more muscle mass there, a little bit more like, they call it an X frame. So like big, like wide shoulders back, really small waist, wider legs. So that's why it's kind of what they're looking for. From figure up a little bit, especially bodybuilding. That's why short guys do really well in bodybuilding. Because it's just easier to get that kind of frame with a short. I mean, you look at any of these, like I've got pictures next to a bunch of bodybuilders and I'm like the same height as a lot of them. Yeah, I was standing next to Flex Lewis, who's like the 212 champ in bodybuilding, and he's like inches shorter than me.
That's crazy.
And so, yeah, it's just a lot easier.
But it
just
makes
to
sense.
be able to put on that mass on like a taller frame it takes so much more work and so much more time, like years and years. So short people kind of have the
advantage here.
Yeah, the upper hand. And so, and then I do physique, which is the one that's above figure. Okay. So they are kind of phasing out women's bodybuilding.
Interesting. As a whole industry?
Almost. So what they're
crazy.
doing
Sorry,
is
I'm looking
they're
at the time.
taking,
Keep on going.
so they're taking that out. They took it out of the Olympia, which is like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. And they took it out of the Arnold.
I've heard about Olympia.
Yeah, so because they're kind of just, there's not a huge fan base for it anymore. There is a population who does follow it, and I think they still have it in national shows, like so you can go pro, because national shows are like the pro qualifier to go into the IFBB, and so. But they're kind of phasing out of like the bigger shows because it's just not attracting as many people.
Interesting.
So what they're doing now is like they're having more, not like privatized, but other federations, like Wings of Strength is like a pro show kind of series. And so they have pro shows all around the nation, like Chicago and Texas and a bunch of other places I'm not even entirely sure. But they're actually adding, they're keeping the women's bodybuilding and they're upping the prize money. So these people are paying probably a little bit more to go to these shows because like there is a population that's still very into women's bodybuilding. And I super respect it.
It
I
takes
do
a
think
lot.
that there's a line that like when you take too many drugs and get like really messed up, especially when it's not regulated because steroids are illegal in the United States, but legal a lot of other places.
Yeah, basically everywhere else in
and
the world.
so it's dangerous, yeah. And so it's really dangerous here because you have to, I mean, be so secretive about everything. And so it's not regulated and women can mess themselves up.
Right.
So, and that's kind of, I think that that's like a little bit of portion because it's just being taken too far. But in national shows and stuff, they're still awarding pro cards and everything in women's bodybuilding, but they're taking it out. So now physique, which is what I do, is like I guess like the most muscular of like the female categories.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But still staying like feminine.
Right.
If you look at like the winners, like Dana Lynn Bailey, who's probably the most popular like women's like, I mean, definitely like physique athlete.
Right.
And they're still very feminine. Juliana Malacarne, who's from Brazil, which is just like unfair because Brazilian women just are perfect. But she's like the reigning Olympia champ for physique, and she's like very like she's like 5 foot. And she has beautiful like muscle mass, and she's like still very feminine and perfect. And so they're kind of going more towards like they want softer this year, which is what they've been saying. There's only been like one pro show or something so far this year, so I'm not really sure. And no national shows yet, so I'm gonna have to see what they're looking for. I want to do a national show this year,
but you have to go and see what kind of specs and what they're looking for, and then kind of tune to that.
Yeah, because like one day it's so subjective. One day it might be like exactly what they're wanting, and then the next day they're like, no, this girl looks better.
Yeah.
And
it's
like,
judged, so it's highly subjective, right?
Yeah, and then I'm like, I'm paying for someone to tell me
whether you're good or not.
Yeah, and
whether
it's like,
good enough
but
or
I'm
not
like
good enough.
Pretty happy with myself.
Yeah.
You know,
I walked in here
so
feeling pretty good.
Now I feel like shit. So that's like the only kind of crappy part, and that's why I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna do it this summer. We'll see.
That show's here in Albuquerque,
yes.
Right? Okay. At the Kiva, you said?
Kiva Auditorium.
Okay, great.
June 18th.
June 18th, so be there, be square.
Yeah, that's the plan at least, unless I like injure myself or something.
No, you'll keep going. You'll do great.
Hope so.
We have maybe just a few minutes left.
Okay.
What else do you want to talk about? What's going on in your world?
Nothing.
We're putting her on the spot. We're putting
I
Lydia
know,
on the spot
it's
today.
like boring. People will ask me, they're like, what else do you like to do? Like, I really like to pride myself in like having other interests.
Yeah, but
right now,
but these 16
to
17 weeks, there's
I
no other interest.
I don't have a lot of other interests right now. No, I like to sleep and I like to eat. But like usually, I like to read and write a lot.
Yeah.
I want to at some point maybe get like my own gym going. Maybe
you're in town, right?
Yeah.
What about writing a book about your journey? I bet that'd be super interesting.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've thought about, I had a friend bring that up too, and I'm like, I don't know how many people would read that. But
Well,
or they're like, start a blog, and I'm like, I'm not just gonna be like, read my blog. I don't read anybody's blogs. Like
Day 2, had one Skittle. Worked
like,
out 5 hours.
Isn't that like so much fun? You're telling me you don't want to read that?
No, I'd read it. I was like, oh my god, this is riveting.
So I really do like to write, and I think maybe like at some point, if like,
well, it doesn't have to be about whatever your journey is, but it could be something about a story or fun. Like you like to write.
Yeah, and that's what I like to do. But then I'm like, what do I read about?
Yeah,
like, I don't know. I don't have anything good to that I can like think of right now. I don't know. So maybe at one point that's like a bucket list kind of item.
Yeah. What do you think about when you're working out? What goes through your mind? What's the mindset there? Because there's many times where you're like, okay, I know I technically have to be here, and I give it a half-ass attempt, or fuck it, all that kind of stuff goes through your mind, or you give up, you're
definitely
dying.
First thing in the morning, if I have to like wake up for cardio, I'm like, no. But usually, it sounds really bad. I usually get on Instagram because like my whole feed is just like, like half naked women and like shirtless guys. And I'm like, okay, or like, honestly, I know like some of like, I have some girlfriends and stuff who like compete in the same categories that I do. And so like, I'll like go to like their pages and some
see how they're going?
Stuff. Yeah. And then,
so
or just like inspirational stuff. Like I'm not, and it sounds really bad, I'm not like a big like YouTube video watcher. Like I know that people watch like workout videos and stuff, and that's actually I actually do that too. My friend Joshua Romero.
Shout out to Josh.
Yeah.
J-Ro.
He is a cameraman at a news station, and he helps me. We do workout videos.
Joshua Romero. That sounds familiar.
You might follow him. He
Maybe.
has a YouTube station. Anyways,
Okay.
we do workout videos too. And he puts them on his YouTube and Instagram.
Oh, nice.
And we go to Anytime Fitness down on in the Promenade Shopping Center.
Yeah.
We record, and they're super cool about it. And so I do that. Like I'm gonna try and do like once a week.
Cool.
But so we do like workout videos too. So I just want to do a little shout out because he's awesome and edits them in like a day. It's amazing.
Shout out to J-Ro.
So
I don't even know that's his nickname, but that's what I'm gonna call it.
It's amazing though. I'm gonna have to tell him. But yeah, so we do workout videos and stuff, but it's like I don't feel bad because like I've never been like a big like video watcher online.
Yeah.
I just watch TV in the background and all stuff. But I guess whenever I'm going in, I don't really need to be like in a mindset for cardio. I feel like I don't really like need to think. I'm kind of like on autopilot.
Yeah, you just kind of zone out.
Yeah, and I just like put my music on. I listen to Spanish music when I work out, which
like
is really
what?
bad.
Like Gypsy Kings or
no, like
define Spanish music.
Like Daddy Yankee. Like what do I get?
Oh, Daddy Yankee. Okay.
Yeah, so like sometimes like some Spanish like hip hoppy rap kind of
yeah.
stuff. Like Wisin y Yandel is another one of my favorites.
Oh yes,
like,
I know him.
Really like.
I have somehow.
Yeah,
yes,
or like Don Omar, like Danza Kuduro. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows that song from.
Basically
Fast and
every
Furious.
I was gonna say just basically Fast and Furious soundtrack is what you
Yeah,
listen to.
basically it gets. I like get really into it. It makes me really happy. I'm just like yeah. So I do that during cardio and lifting usually. Lifting, like I'm kind of bad. A lot of people go in like with a written plan or something, and I'm kind of just like I know what I'm gonna like work out.
Yeah, I see
And
that
I
all
just,
the
like,
time.
I just like go.
You have people who go to find it where I go and they have like a notebook.
Yeah,
I don't know
which
what
is
they're writing
awesome.
down.
They're like tracking weights and stuff to like just to track progress, and I don't
roll like that.
either.
I just go in there and get shit done and then leave.
That's what I do too. Like I try to work out. Like I know like the different muscle groups I'm trying to work and like what I'm trying to like build on my body personally.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll focus more on those areas. But like if I'm doing shoulders, like you have 3 primary parts of your shoulders, so I like, try to work those all out evenly.
Right. Otherwise you're gonna be all
kinda stuff
slanty
like
or
that.
something.
Yeah, exactly. That's not gonna work on stage.
Yeah. Why is this girl like hunched over? Because she didn't do any abs.
Yeah. I actually don't do abs. And so I mean, I do try to do everything evenly so I can recover and stuff like that. But so I kind of have to be a little bit more like thoughtful about when I lift. But I get really into my music, or if I'm like lifting with a friend, I'm like trying to still go intense. But I usually do the best on my own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's just like just getting it done. I try to think about like I'm like, are the other girls I'm gonna be against gonna be like laying in bed? No. Like
Yeah.
get your shit together.
That brings up a good point. You have to have like this sick mentality of, you know, people are working their ass off to beat you.
Yeah.
And if they're working 40 to 80 hours every week to beat you, you know, you gotta be working 96 or something. You know, I mean, there's that level of mindset. Like, he's over there
always
trying
be the
to
hardest
work.
worker in the room.
Yeah, he's trying to go out there and literally beat me.
Yeah.
But if I'm here, I don't know, whatever you do, doing quality work,
And
making sure
like,
your diet's
just not
right.
making excuses, not making too. Yeah.
That's a good mindset to have. It translates into the business world, personal life, anything, really.
Yeah. And just kind of ignoring how you feel like physically sometimes and just like doing it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's many times like you just like come home from work and you have to change to go to the gym. And this is a personal experience. You're like, fuck. You like lay down in bed. You're like, this feels so good. And you're like, okay, we can't get trapped in this. We gotta go.
Yeah, because I'm like, if I lay down, like nothing's happening.
Yeah,
after that. Usually when I'm going and I just don't sit down, I'm fine. And then I just make sure to like get everything done. And that's kind of how I'm like, just get it done. Even like unloading the dishwasher, stuff like that. I'm like, I hate doing it, but it's like, just do it.
And move on to something else.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're just like thinking about it.
So yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it. I'm just like, just go, even if you don't feel like it today. But it's usually like, it brings me like kind of like a calm where like I might not be thinking about other stuff that's going on.
Yeah. Whatever's going on in your world.
I get to focus on one thing and then like I feel better afterward. And so it does help. It's like my happy place.
No, I agree with you. It makes you feel different, and like nothing outside of you doing that rep is gonna help or hurt you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I just have to pull this weight 50 times or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, no one's gonna be there, you know, cheering you on. Really, it's just you doing
it.
Just
like have like a self-confidence too, and like I just feel like I belong in the gym. Like I might feel like an outsider somewhere else because of the way I look, but I'm like, this is where I belong and I'm comfortable.
Yeah, this is Mecca, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing I liked about CTs always talks about is like how to listen to your body of what you should work out or what you shouldn't. Like if it feels good to do this exercise, do as many as you can. And some days you're like, doing sit-ups does not feel good or whatever it is. And that you go through that all the time, right?
Yeah, I definitely do. If there's something that doesn't like kind of feel right. I mean, I like to have like a plan. Of course, I'm not doing like the same thing 2 days in a row or whatever.
Right.
But you know, I'm like, man, I'm like, this exercise feels really good or whatever. Like I'll do more sets or, you know, whatever of that. I'm pretty, at least when I like am training for a show, I do, not minimal, but I guess I kind of like stick to a pretty regular like schedule, rep rate and stuff. But I try to do more like almost more functional conditioning type stuff too, because I like to getting on that Stairmaster for half an hour is just like really boring.
That's you know, that's, if there was a living hell, it'd be that Stairmaster.
Yeah.
And I say that confidently.
Yeah, before I ever like really used the Stairmaster very much, I would just like run. Like I would do the half marathon and stuff before I started like doing bodybuilding, and so I just like run a lot. I was like a runner.
When did you start? We never even asked that.
It was 2.5. I guess it was almost 3 years ago.
Okay, so 2013-ish.
Yeah. I had a friend who had done some like as a teenager in high school. Then
what was her name? Or his name?
His name was Brandon. And so. He was my first coach, and then we parted ways, and I am with my coach now, and I've been with him for like, I guess a year and a half, 2 years-ish. Nice. So I trained like 10 months for my first show, and that was like 2 years ago in June. It was the same show that I'm going to do this year. And that was in 2014. So I think I started it's been like 2.5 years, because I started in like August or September of 2013. And then competed the summer after, which is actually like, I don't know, when people decide to do a first show, especially with like bikini and stuff, they're like, oh, well, they want to do like 2 to 3 months, and they want to like get on stage. And I'm like, I trained 10 months. Like, granted, I had to put a lot more muscle on. So, but I trained like 10 months, and that was still pretty short for like women's physique. Like, people do years.
Oh, well, yeah, this is like a serious commitment over time.
Yeah,
you know, and
it's a marathon of a sport. And
no kidding, right?
It's like, I don't even want to call it a sport, because it's not. It's a hobby lifestyle.
But I mean, you missing one day, or you taking an extra long cheat day can set you back weeks, like you said, or months. And that's like, in some
even
cases.
Skipping like a couple of days at the gym, not gonna set you back that much. Like that's what I have to tell a lot of my clients too, is that food is like literally 80%.
Oh, the whole
where
thing.
You need to be. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's like, I'd rather miss a workout than a meal. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
Because I have to eat like 5 to 6 meals a day.
Right.
And that's what really everyone should be doing. Yeah, because that's way better for your metabolism and everything. But it's like, there's no out training a bad diet. Like I have people come in, because I work at Peak Sports Nutrition as well. And so people come in and ask me, and like they ask for supplements, and I'm like really bad, because I'm like, okay, well, what's the food look like?
Yeah.
Because I don't want people spending more money on stuff that they need to figure out food first, and that's what nobody wants to do, of course.
Yeah, well, no one wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
No one wants to talk about how
they need to eat clean before they do anything, and I'm like, well, you're not going to see any results, and I just like I just don't think there's use. People.
Yeah, there's not a supplement.
No.
There's not a supplement that
eating.
There's no supplement that can reverse me eating that big double cheeseburger from Blake's.
Yeah, I know. Shocking. So weird.
The guy at GNC assured me.
Yeah, they like to do that.
So
many people are going to be so mad at me for this video. I'm really talking so much shit.
We're having fun. I like your ring. Did you see the ring? It has two little barbells.
Yeah, let me just give you my middle finger. Yeah, it's 2 barbells. And it's nice because my weight fluctuates so much, so I can adjust it.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, they're, I've got it at the Olympia. There's like this one's called like dumbbell jewelry. I think she's super nice. And I got that. I was like, I like this one. They have a bunch of just like weight plate. There's several companies that have just like solely gym themed jewelry.
That's interesting.
Cool. Shields of Strength is usually like the most popular one. They have like Bible verses and stuff.
I like the sound of that.
Necklaces. So yeah, they're really cool. And they're usually always like set up at the expos and everything. So yeah, that's what I have, like multiple necklaces. I have one with a coffee cup, a donut, and a weight plate.
And that's how you do it, right?
That's my life.
Yeah.
On a necklace.
Considering the donut, right?
Yes.
So we're getting to the end of it today. That hour blew by fast.
Yeah.
It feels like
an hour? That was
yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
I can
like,
talk.
It's like 50 minutes. No, it's all good. That's what we want here.
That's what we're doing.
Is there anything you also want to plug or talk about while we have another few minutes? Lydia_Valentine?
Yeah, Lydia_Valentine.
On anything.
Is my IG, Snapchat, even though I'm like terrible at Snapchat. It's mostly just like the selfies I don't want to post on Instagram because there's so many. Or like me singing in the car, but then like I sound like a boy when I like talk, so I'm like, okay. I'm trying to think if I have anything else.
Facebook, she's on that.
Facebook,
you have a bunch
Lydia
of followers
Fernandes.
there.
Yeah, I'm like trying to hit the 5,000 friend mark, so I can't get any more friends. I'm like almost there. I'm just like accepting.
Wait, you can't get to 5,000?
So you can get to 5,000 friends, and then people can't actually send you requests anymore, and they just like follow you.
Oh, so you have to get to 5,000 friends before you can get follow status?
No, people can still follow you whenever. So like I already have like I don't even know, and I'm at like 4,700 friends. I'm just like. Keep on accepting people. But then you can't actually receive any more requests after.
So if you have a real person, you have to kick one of these fako people out.
Yeah, like if you want to accept someone, you have to like delete someone else. At least that's
you gotta go.
I'm not there
You're
yet,
kicked off the island.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. Sorry, bud.
So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to talk about, but I guess not. Do you have more questions?
I think we kind of hit a bunch of stuff that we talked about. Commitment, what it takes, pain, all this other stuff, the mindset, dedication.
Yeah,
like,
I wish I had something
not easy.
Like super inspirational to leave here.
Well, I think going this whole hour has been super inspirational. I mean, what you do doesn't take just one day. A lot of times people say, hey, I can go to the gym on January 2nd, do it for 30 days, see zero progress, get burnt out, and then give up, and then say, I tried.
Yeah, we want immediate gratification.
Right.
And people just tell me, and I have people, it's sometimes like the ones that have been doing this the longest that are like they have really like messed up images of themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that it's one thing to like keep working towards a goal and have a goal and like, keep pushing and always wanting more and always wanting better. But I'm like, part of you also has to be content with what you have and just be happy in the moment.
Yeah, we've made it this far,
and enjoy
right?
it. Yeah,
part of the 5%.
Credit. Yeah.
95% of the people won't even do what we're doing.
Yeah, and just like giving yourself some credit because I know people
and loving yourself, right?
Their asses off, yeah, and they just still want to like keep changing everything about themselves, and it's like, no, actually, like on average, people look at you and are like, damn. Like, you look amazing.
Yeah, you're
and then they're like,
crushing concrete outside.
And people say that, they're like, you look really good. And I do this thing where I don't know, like, how to take compliments. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm just,
I kind of work out.
More weight. Or like, and I don't know. I should just say thank you. Just say thank you. And that's all you need to do. But I'm like, I need to build this. Or I need to lose more weight. Or I need to be more shredded. Or whatever. And I'm just like,
you're doing it again, Lydia.
I know. So it's like, I do the same thing. And I try to like kind of teach my clients that too, that like, look at where you started. And like pictures help. I like tell her, and it's like a lot of people that I train and stuff don't like to take like pictures of themselves or whatever, but it really does help to track progress. Cause you look at yourself every day.
And you don't see these minute changes over time.
No.
And even 30 days, you may not see any change, but you're gonna feel an internal change of like, I can do 5 more pounds.
Mentality at that point.
And you're like, oh fuck, this is working.
And that's when it's like you make it a routine,
Right.
and then
60 days, 90 days, you're like, oh my god, I feel better than 120.
Yeah. So it just takes time, and then like people, if you're eating clean and doing what you're supposed to do, it will happen.
There you go. That's super inspirational, right? Yeah. If you put in the time and the work, you eat
why wouldn't it happen? You know?
Well, because people think just the magical results happen in 30 days.
Yeah.
Or in a week.
Yeah. And
or in 2 weeks. So like, I don't see any change in 2 weeks. I was working out all the time. I was doing this. I'm like, dude, you need like 90 days, bro.
Yeah. And it's like, it's those quick changes that usually aren't healthy and don't stick. Yeah. So like, I can do like this crazy diet, and changes happen relatively quickly in the course of 3 to 4 months. But at the end, like, I still try to control myself, like, with eating and everything after that, because I'll blow up. Like, I go on stage at 150, 155, and I think I went up to almost 180. after my last show. And that was within like 2 weeks. I had pregnant lady cankles when I got home. Like, it was terrible.
Everything was swollen, yeah.
And usually that's what happens, like metabolic damage. And so when people like want to do everything that quickly, I'm like, we can, but that's not any way to live.
Yeah.
This is me working out 3 times a day is not how I want to live the rest of my life.
Yeah, this is obsessive and crazy,
So,
but you're going after a goal though.
Yeah.
Well,
That's only meant to be short term.
I guess we can end there on that
Okay.
bombshell, right?
Yes.
Lydia_Valentine. Once she gets to the 5,000 mark, don't expect her to ever respond to a friend request. You just follow.
Unless I like really like you, I'll go delete one of these other weirdos. Just kidding.
The other weirdos are gonna be watching this like, oh my god.
Sorry, I'm not your Facebook friend anymore. But you can follow. You can have like that, like however many followers you want to. I don't post like I'm kind of bad at Facebook. All my extended family has Facebook, so I don't want to be like stuffy, like weird crap. So that's why I do that on Instagram. So Instagram's a little bit better.
So find her there. That's where the content's at. My name is Chris Martin. You saw Chloe before.
Yeah.
No burrito review today. We are going to bring back the donuts that you recommended. The
Yeah.
French toast donut, we'll do that. And
Yeah.
we'll do China Garden.
I'll do a short segment with you for donuts.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do it a cheat day.
Yeah, when I actually get one.
And we'll try that. We'll do that another time. That sounds like fun.
Perfect.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next week.